I just want to show you an interesting little thing I've seen about the new Pieps DSP Pro when I use the masking. I'm right over my first transceiver here with my second transceiver about 15 meters away. If I mask this transceiver, it'll mask the closest one to me. Okay, and then it's taking me straight away to the second transceiver. Now I don't see why you'd ever want to do this, but if you then mark that transceiver, okay, both transceivers disappear. You can, now it's saying I can't find any other signals. I guess if you had already discovered that transceiver or someone else had discovered it, then you could mask it as well. But to unmask it, if I hold down the flag button for several seconds, it takes off one of the masks. But interestingly, it unmasks the transceiver nearest to me, not the one the furthest away. If I then hold down, I can then remask this one, like that. If I then unmask it, okay, and then take off the other mask, okay, nothing changes obviously because I'm still on the closest transceiver. But if I then, it doesn't unmask them in the order that it masks them. It actually unmasks the closest one to you, which I thought was unusual. Don't think it's a big deal if you know people are using masking features. You need to have a picture of the search scenario in their head and know what's going on. But I just thought it was a interesting little point. Okay, that's the Pieps DSP Pro. Just to explain a little feature about the DSP Pro switch. Okay, so when you're not using the transceiver and it's off, then the button is locked and you can't turn it on just by sliding the yellow slider. So to get it on, you know, it's a bit difficult to do one-handed while I hold the camera, but I have to hold this button in, the lock button, and slide it up to transmit. And it's very fast. One thing to note is that it does start very quickly. This transceiver boots very quickly. Okay, and now I'm locked in transmit mode, and again to go into search mode I have to hold the button down and flick it up into search. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, so that's all fine. So now to bring it back into search mode, into send mode, sorry, all I have to do is slide the lever back and it locks back into send mode, which is fine. However, I don't know whether it's just because I'm a bit of a doofus, but because I'd pressed the button in to get it to go into send, and then pressed the button in again to get it to go into search, okay, my natural thought process led me to press the button in to bring it back down. And if you do that, it's possible to go straight past transmit mode into off. Okay, so because it should, the lock button basically stops you doing that if you don't press it, but because you've got used to pressing it to change mode each time, you know, that's what it should do. But because I'd got used to holding it in to move the slider at all, I kept going straight past into off, and I go, oh god, I don't want to turn my transceiver off because I'm at risk now, and then I'd have to turn it back on again. So yeah, an interesting point. You have to remember to, sometimes you need to press the lock button, sometimes you don't, and that's something you have to know, which is always a slightly weak point in the design of anything, if you have to know something before you operate it. Okay, that's the Pieps DSP Pro.